Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020, and this is a general love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for this upcoming week in April. For all of you viewing, remember that this is a general reading, so it can pertain to anything: relationships, situations and circumstances surrounding family, home, work, social circles, school. If you can think of it, it might apply. Also, be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You may feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is always to reach those that need the message the most and those that will benefit from it the most. Hopefully, some of it will apply to your situation. Maybe not all. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. And we'll get started after about a shuffle or two more. Carmilla is here for your reading, Sagittarius. She's sitting on her travel cage right now. She's just taking a bath, so she's over there hanging out for a while, cleaning her feathers, doing her thing. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get started. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Here we go. Let's give this a cut. All right, we're going to start off with the Page of Pentacles, paired with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords. King of Pentacles. The Emperor. The Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, Sagittarius, so looks like you might be dealing with an ending of some sort, possibly a relationship. It may be that with the Eight of Swords in reverse, that maybe it's no longer an ending. Maybe things have recovered or you have reunited. Or with the Eight of Swords, with this Ten of Swords, it could just indicate that you kind of freed yourself from worrying about the ending or caring much about it or thinking about it. Maybe you finally worked through it and you're kind of recovering. We have the King of Pentacles with an Emperor on the table. This is a very strong energy. This could be you or somebody that you're dealing with, Sagittarius. I want to remind my female viewers that you can embody this energy, so don't worry much about the gender of the cards. But this King of Pentacles with this Emperor, this is somebody who's very solid, somebody who's got his head screwed on straight. This is somebody very reliable and loyal. This could be a business owner, for example. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is someone you definitely want in your corner. This could be somebody who provides for others, a protector. Again, with the Emperor next to him, he could be somebody who's in a position of power or in a position of authority, for example. And then we have a Queen of Wands in reverse on the table with the Six of Cups. So I feel like this Queen of Wands might be the person that you're dealing with, Sagittarius, or this could represent your energy. You decide. The Queen of Wands in reverse is typically somebody who can be challenging to be around. This is somebody who typically needs to have things their way. Queen of Wands in reverse can be somebody who's dealing with jealousy or envy. This is somebody who can have anger issues, maybe be a little bit egotistical, a little bit conceited, somebody who thinks they're always right, somebody who's unwavering in their stance, somebody who's very unwilling to compromise. So this person's paired with the Six of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups can indicate soulmate energy, somebody who's come back from your past. This can indicate somebody who is meant to be in your life, a soulmate, someone who you have a soul contract with. This does not have to be a romantic partner. If it's in reverse, it can mean trouble in paradise. It could mean separation. some issues within a relationship. Maybe it's a long-standing relationship. So let's get some more cards here, Sagittarius, and see what else we can get for you. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse. And there's the 6 of Cups in reverse again. The Chariot. Wheel of Fortune. The King of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Five of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands is clarified by Strength in reverse. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So, the King of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the King of Pentacles in the upright. So, I felt very strongly that this energy, especially with the Emperor, that this is a very strong energy, somebody who's standing their ground, somebody who has things under control, somebody who is not feeling intimidated or afraid or any fear, but maybe this person has come out of a state of uncertainty or feeling insecure about their position or maybe what's going on around them or within a relationship. There may have been some internal conflict that this person has dealt with, that this person has worked through. So this could indicate maybe some past energy, again, something that this individual has managed to get over. With the Six of Cups in reverse again, so it feels like there might be some animosity or some remorse or some resentment, for example, between these two. Right now, I'm getting the feeling that if this is a working relationship, for example, especially with the Three of Pentacles coming out here, so this Queen and King could be people that work together, or this could be a partnership. Two people who are working to build something, and when I say build something, it could be a relationship, a family, a home. Could be that they're business partners. I think this Queen is hanging on to some kind of resentment or something from the past. She might be refusing to communicate. There is a sense that maybe it's time to move on or time to let go, time to release something that maybe has been keeping you from moving forward or keeping you from progressing. Time to let go of this ending. If there was an ending between you and this Queen of Wands, or vice versa, remember, you could be either one of these energies. But there's a sense that it's time to move on or get past this. Maybe I'm just throwing this out there right now because I don't have enough cards to determine this and get some more information out here. But it feels like this King has worked through some things and this Queen is not. Maybe this King is ready to reconnect. Maybe this King is ready to work things out. Ready to take control of the situation, and this Queen is just not. So timing's off for these two with regard to making amends, coming back together, sealing the deal if this is an ending of a relationship and they're moving on or past this. Any of those situations could be possible for anybody viewing. Could be different for everybody. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Five of Wands this time in the upright position. Six of Wands in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse again with the same set of cards. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Queen. And then Justice in reverse, clarifying the Six of Cups. So I'm getting that there is some kind of disagreement or issue within this relationship. Six of Cups in reverse indicates there's still something lingering, or this is something that's occurred for a period of time. Some kind of unjust situation, maybe a fight, maybe a conflict between these two where it's affected their working relationship, whatever that means. If it's a partnership, romantic partnership, or business or work related, or even within a family situation. It feels like this Queen needs to kind of loosen or lighten her stance, or I feel like this King is ready to compromise, and I feel like this Queen is not. That the playing field needs to be evened out, and I think that this Queen still needs to do some work. If these two energies are to come back together to make things work out, but there's still some obstacles in the way, and that obstacle feels like this Queen's reluctance to, again, to compromise, to loosen her grip, to release control. I feel like there's a need to communicate or discuss something, but both parties have to have done their part as far as coming back together. And I think maybe at one time this King of Pentacles was not really willing to see a different perspective, was kind of maybe stuck on doing things his way, needing to have things his way, maybe feeling a little bit more concerned about his own needs than others. I think this Queen is feeling resentment regarding whatever ending occurred in the past between these two. She may still feel resistant to compromise because she feels wronged, and she feels like she hasn't been things haven't been made right for her. So let's get some more cards on the table and see what else is going on between these two Sagittarius. This is an interesting reading. Can't quite tell what's going on between these two yet, and what kind of relationship it is. It's definitely a significant relationship, probably one of longevity, one that's lasted a while. So we have the Chariot again, this time in reverse. And then the Six of Cups again, clarifying the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is the third time the Six of Cups has come out in this reading. So there is definitely some damage that's been done to this relationship. It's possible that this relationship will not recover from whatever's happened in the past. And I feel that coming mostly from this Queen and less from this King. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The World in reverse. Justice in reverse, clarifying this King of Pentacles. Now that both parties have Justice in reverse in their set of cards. So both parties feel wronged by the other. Judgment in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse again. A lot of repeats in your reading so far, Sagittarius. This queen could very well be refusing to compromise, refusing to even communicate. She's not budging from her stance. She wants things, she may want compromise, but she doesn't want to have to be the one who bends or changes or is the one who is compromising. She still wants things her way. And then we have the Five of Wands in reverse again. This is amazing. The number of repeats. So, and just to show you, so we have the Five of Wands and the Eight of Wands, Five of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And then the Five of Wands is in reverse over here with the Emperor as well. So there is definitely some internal conflict more than external. I feel like these two are kind of almost battling with each other in their own corners. It feels very separate to me. It feels like this king has regained a certain sense of control. He may be in a position of accepting what's happened and ready to move on from this. Maybe ready to accept the ending and let it go once and for all. And like it almost feels like he's done harboring resentment and he's just like, okay, this is how things are. I'm gonna let this go now. I have a life to live. You know, this is not the end of the world just because this relationship is not going well. But this Queen of Wands has not recovered from this. She's still, it feels like she's really pissed, or she's just so full of resentment that she's just unwilling to bend. And it's almost like until, if and or when, if this ever happens, if these two don't come to terms and meet in the middle, then it's going nowhere. There will be no recovery. There has to be some kind of middle ground, some kind of, again, compromise. I'm getting that a lot. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can indicate loss of legacy, instability related to finances, family issues. It can indicate divorce. This might be affecting more than just this king and queen. This could be a partnership in a family situation, for example. There might be movement toward a more permanent split. If there's not any compromise being willing to be made by this Queen of Wands. Now, you know, I shouldn't place all the blame on the Queen of Wands, except that she's in reverse and this king is in the upright and in reverse. So to me, it feels like he's worked through his things. He's worked through some issues and maybe come to terms with some mistakes that he made, and realizing and ready to admit that he made some mistakes and that he is responsible for some unjust behavior on his part. We'll see. Maybe this Queen of Wands will have a card turn up for her that shows that she's making some progress. But right now I'm not feeling that between these two. So let's get some more cards out here this last round and see what else we can come up with. With the Six of Cups 3 times out here, all in reverse, this is not feeling very promising, Sagittarius. I mean, I don't know what kind of position you're in. I'm sure it's different for everybody. And I hope that's not super disappointing for you, but it almost feels like there's been an effort, or there's been a certain level of attempts to come to terms, compromise, meet in the middle, but it hasn't happened so far. So let's get this last round of cards out. Let's see what else we get. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, the Empress in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, Eight of Pentacles, clarifying this King. There's the Eight of Swords for the third time in reverse. Seven of Cups for the second time in reverse. And then the Five of Swords. So I think that there's been an attempt by this King to reconcile, and I think what's happened is because there's been a lack of effort put forth on this Queen's side, that this relationship hasn't been nurtured, hasn't been repaired, hasn't been renewed. There's been little effort put forth regarding this relationship, this connection, and therefore I feel very strongly that this King of Cups is this King of Pentacles, and I feel like he's lost the emotional piece to this relationship. He no longer feels emotionally connected anymore, and he's ready to let this go. I think that this King of Pentacles has done the work, or at least that's what he feels. And the cards are indicating that he's done a certain level of work regarding accepting some of the responsibility. And I think he knows that this might be the time to let this go. That it might feel a little bit like a missed opportunity to build something with this individual. Again, we've got Pentacles out here quite a bit, so this could be a business partnership or somebody that you work with. But I feel very strongly that this King is walking away from the situation and accepting the demise of this relationship or this connection, because there is a lack of balance or effort being put forth with regard to a middle ground compromise. There's been no movement in that direction. And that's been clearly communicated through lack of communication. That because there just has been either lack of communication, or if there has been communication, it's been unproductive. It's created probably more problems than solved problems. And as a result, this situation is going nowhere. And again, I'm almost getting the sense that this Queen has accepted the demise of this relationship, and she's not budging. She's not going to change her ways. She's not going to change her perspective. She's not going to make any more attempts. She's exhausted all of her ability to make an effort to communicate, to make this work, to come together. She's just not willing. She feels wronged. Both parties feel wronged, but this King feels like he's willing to accept at least some of the responsibility for some poor decisions that were made. He's come to terms with that. I think he's released a certain level of guilt. And he's come to terms with some of the decisions that he made that were part of the problem. And this Queen she just feels like she's still ready for a fight. She's just ready to continue the battle, because for whatever reason that's what she feels is the right thing to do, to continue the fight. I'm not sure what would come of prolonging the battle, but this Queen does not want to let this go. She feels wrong to the point where she probably feels others should get involved and well, I don't know if she feels like others should get involved, but I think she wants others to see her point of view and understand why she is not compromising. It's not that I wouldn't, and you know, I'm just reading the cards. I'm not trying to take sides. I try not to take sides when I do readings. I don't know what the situation is for anybody watching. It can be very different. But because of the cards and their placements, and because this queen came out reversed and this king came out reversed and upright, I'm tempted to say that there's still some work that needs to be done on this queen's side. If there were any hope for reconciliation or making things right within this relationship, I'm going to take this card. But I don't necessarily feel like either one of these parties wants to make this better or feels a need to make this better. It feels pretty definitive. It feels pretty final. We have the Sage that came out in reverse. This came out just a day or two ago for another reading. I don't remember which one. It is a potential blockage if it's in reverse, Sagittarius. I will be reading this from the book. And we'll see if this can give you any more clarity regarding the situation. Like I was saying, I don't feel... It doesn't feel like there's hope on either side for reconciliation or coming back together. What it feels like more than anything is that both parties want to relieve the sense that they are responsible for whatever went wrong or the demise of this relationship. And I feel like this queen, she's just not willing to admit or take any responsibility. I think she wants to lay complete blame on this king, and that's not going to happen. I feel like both were equally responsible for whatever occurred, and he's willing to accept it, and she's not. And remember, I say he and she because of the gender of the cards, but you could be either one of these characters despite whether you're, you know, a female or a male. Just keep that in mind, Sagittarius. Okay, so potential blockage with the Sage. Here we go. Let's read this and see what it says. There is, however, a flip side to the Sage. He can be just a little absent-minded and also appear to be self-absorbed. He loves to speak so much that sometimes he fails to listen. Is this you? As well-intentioned as you might be in sharing your knowledge, could there be a chance that you are not listening to something that you really need to hear? The Sage reversed is also symbolic of a smooth talker with the gift of gab. He can at times say what he knows people want to hear as opposed to what needs to be said. He represents someone who is a bit of a Pied Piper. Watch out for this person in your life because they can be quite manipulative, and you could find yourself wandering off your own path and following theirs instead. In the reverse position, the Sage is also somebody who hates being wrong. He prides himself in offering accurate information. So if he has been misled and then makes the mistake of offering inaccurate information, the Sage can be quite defensive. He will resent being questioned, challenged, or criticized. Instead of apologizing, he may become argumentative and do everything to convince others that he is correct because he is too proud to admit that he could be wrong or that an offered alternative point of view could also be correct. He also can be a little haughty and arrogant if people question his knowledge or offer a differing opinion. He takes such pride in being correct that when an alternate perspective or contradictory theory is offered, he can become querulous and bombastic. For a very open-minded and questioning person, there are times when the Sage can be exceptionally closed-minded and dogmatic. He likes to be right, sometimes for all the wrong reasons. When the Sage appears reversed, he cautions against arrogance and prideful behavior in the face of criticism. You do not always have to be right, nor do you have to win every argument. Sometimes it is far easier and reflects better upon you to admit that your facts or perspective might be a little skewed. Do not fall into the trap of embellishing and twisting information so that you can be seen in a positive light. Two wrongs do not make a right. Honestly, Sagittarius, I think this represents both parties, but I think this king has made some changes. I think that he did the work he needed to do to turn himself upright and regain a sense of integrity. And this Queen is not. This Queen has not done the work. And if there is communication, like I said, if there is communication between these two, this Queen is certainly acting the part of the Sage in reverse and just not willing to bend. Not willing to admit any wrongdoing. And I think, you know, that's obviously been the demise of this relationship. I feel like it's probably a done deal, and probably a good thing that it is. Which is what the cards are indicating. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope that this reading was helpful. I hope that it gave you something to walk away with, and I hope that it will help you in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for joining me. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to. I appreciate you watching, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Sagittarius. Take care.